So today I want to talk about NPCs, right? And I really think they exist. Like, the reason why I recorded this video is I just saw a guy driving his car wearing a COVID mask, and today is the 8th of May 2023. Like, what? But yeah, I think some characters are just like, some people are just like, you know, in the Matrix, right? When Neo first enters the Matrix with Morpheus, and they're just walking along the street, and he's telling him, he said, some people can't be unplugged because, you know, people get to a certain age or a certain stage, and it's just not worth it because they're just too kind of like connected, fused with the system. Oh my God, that actually ties in with the other thing I was talking about with the machine fusing with people. Oh shit, what a revelation. Yeah, so you know how in another video, one of my other videos, I can't remember the title, but I was talking about the fact that the machine reality, the screen of space, is trying to make us more like automatons, because that's how it operates, and the more it does that, the more we become like it and we fuse with it. And the fusing, some people think transhumanism is us becoming half robots and stuff like that. No, it just basically takes you so far away from yourself, your true essence, right? Oh, another person wearing a COVID mask. Shit! Like, what's going on today, man? Anyway, yeah, after everything we know about that, man. Anyway, yeah, people think transhumanism means that, you know, we're gonna have robotic arms and we're gonna be droids and stuff like this. No. It just means that you become one with the machine, right? And if you become one with the machine, that means you exist only in the machine space. You don't exist as a spiritual or conscious being. You cannot physically serve both masters, right? So that's what I think the real essence of transhumanism is. But anyway, going back to the original point, you watch the movie and there are characters that are in the spirit, in a world of consciousness. Let's call it the world of consciousness and the physical 3D realm, yeah? So the world of consciousness is the world where it's all the pods, the red pods and stuff, right? That's the world of the real world, yeah? Where we are true spiritual conscious beings. And then the other world is the 3D. It's not real, yeah? It's just a fabrication of what's real. So when Neo and Morpheus connected and came into this what do you call it, the 3D, sorry, I'm in traffic so I'm slightly distracted, but when he came into the 3D world and he was walking amongst the 3D the people so plugged in the 3D, right? He was talking to Morpheus, and people going about their day. You're walking and talking, doing everything. I think it was actually like a model, like a simulation of the Matrix. But regardless of the fact, it's very similar to how it's like. So they're walking, and he's talking to him. He said, some people you can't disconnect. They're just, you know, plugged in. They get to a certain stage, it's just pointless even, like, you know, disconnecting them and blah 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 blah. And he said, were you listening to me, or were you focusing on the lady in the red dress, right? And there were agents there and stuff like that. But the actual point of the matter is, those people in that world, yeah, which is this material world that we interact with, we see them in the coffee shops, in traffic, everywhere. 99% of them are not on this path. Like, 99% of them are not on this path. They are completely and utterly lost. Not lost, but they're lost to the machine. Do you get it? When I say they're lost to the machine, I don't say it like I'm better than them, because we're not. We're all equal, right? We're all the same. But the point I'm trying to make is, they have zero awareness of how the reality works. They actually think that everything that the screen of space, the 3D reality, the Matrix screen gives them is true. They believe that it's true. Whereas people like us, we ask questions and we're like, nah, well, how is that possible? How is that possible? Because we are still in touch with some part of us that is above or different from the machine. reality, right? Look around you. We're surrounded by machines, bro. I'm talking into a machine right now, sitting in a machine right now, surrounded by machines on all sides right now. Let me say this again, bro, because I think sometimes I have to drive the point home, make it as acute as possible. I am literally speaking into a machine right this second, while sitting in a machine, while surrounded by hundreds of machines right this second. Right? At the same time, there are energies, right? 3G, 4G, 5G pumped in the airwaves all around me. There's LED blue lights everywhere, pumping radiation all around me. Every second, the hum of the engines have a specific vibration and a harmonic. My body is being bombarded by that every second of the day, right? So we live in a machine world, whether you want to admit it or not. We live in a machine world. Like, people think that, oh, because they do a bit of meditation and shit like this, that's fine. Okay, yeah, but outside of your meditation mat, you have a TV there, you have a phone, you have a wireless router, you have a this and that. You are surrounded by machines. You have a smartwatch. The smartwatches are the worst thing. Please, do not do them. Don't get them. Don't do it. Anyway, so we live in that machine reality, right? But those people have fused with it, and they think that that's all there is. Whereas some of us can look at it and be like, nah, man, this is not the one. Like, I was having a conversation with my brother. Well, he's my cousin, but he's my brother, really. The other day. And I said to him that I have a desire to live a very different life, you know, and I've been working towards it slowly. And, you know, he has the same, he feels the same. And, you know, it's like we understand that this is not our world, man. You know, I always say, like, life in the Matrix, right? There's a scene in the Matrix, and I know I always use the Matrix as a reference because it's actually it has so many good analogies for how the world actually works. I think the Wachowskis really were onto something, man. There's a scene where Cypher, when he betrays the rest of the guys, right? He's eating a steak and he's like, I know this steak is not real, but it tastes so good, right? And that kind of like explains this world. It's not real. Like, if I participate in it, it will just mean that I know it's not real, but I'm just saying, yeah, well, but it tastes so good. It's you know, even though I know it's not real, which is backward, really. And but yeah, it's just one of those things, man. It's just one of those things. I think, like, you know, a lot of people are just so lost, man, to the machine. Like, sometimes I talk to people. Sometimes I don't talk to people very often, actually. Like, I have my circle of people. Outside of that, I don't actually speak much to people in the 3D, man. Like, generally, I have a couple of things I say or a couple of directions I take the conversation, and if they can't match me or meet my energy or my frequency at that level, I'm like, nah, it's not worth it. You know, people that are bogged down by the system and this and that, I can't listen to it. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. It's dog shit to me, like, you know. So, but yeah, man, there are NPCs out here, man. Like, a lot of them, they're not awake to nothing. Like, you literally are talking to a person who's physically asleep. Like, even though his eyes are open in the 3D reality, he's physically asleep. Like, use the analogy again, in the conscious world, they are sleeping, yeah? They are in pods, they are sleeping. So even if he's plugged in the 3D matrix reality and he's living in the dream and he's awake, he's actually asleep. You get it? So there's nothing you can do, nothing you can say that's gonna make a difference in their minds. They literally can't even hear you. Like, you're literally talking to programming. You're speaking to a program. Like, let me say this again. You're literally speaking to a program. Like, imagine a computer program, right? That can, all right, make sure, something like Pac-Man or Mario or whatever. That's a program. Or Microsoft Word, any program you like, right? And it's designed to like move a certain way, do a certain way, whatever. And I'm there like, yo, can you not do that? Like, can you try and do this? There is nothing I can do, nothing I can say that can make Mario do anything different than what is programmed to do. That's his programming. Even if say I had the opportunity to do it, I couldn't. Word is for text or whatever, right? Now say I wanted to like do something like record my voice onto Word or some shit like this, right? Maybe it's possible these days, I don't know. But the Word program would just be like, I don't know what to do with this information, man. Like, are you gonna text? Are you gonna write some text or not? Because that's all I'm able to do, process text. That's it. So you can do all you want and it's not gonna make a difference. Like you can literally get, I remember I've sat down with people, I've wrote thesis papers like papers, actual like academic paper type documents, sent it to every person in my family, every person in my friend group about the nature of reality. And do you know what they came back with? 90% of them didn't even read it. Some of them started reading it and then they just stopped. And then I don't think anybody actually read it to the end. But then they'll come back and say things like, you're doing your conspiracy stuff again. There you go with that stuff again. Or like, and I'm like, okay, but did you actually read it? And he's like, but what you're saying is not. And I'm saying, no, but did you actually read it? Because in the document I had facts. It was correct. I had a professor look over it, like, you know, in terms of like its accuracy, like in terms of having the facts and making sure that I had all my references correct and everything like this, right? One of my friends, he's a professor in Canada. Dude is in the 80s, but he really likes, he had a real fondness to me. He said he loved my energy, and we used to have some really, really good conversations. Yeah, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's a really, really cool guy. Yeah, he works, he's a lecturer at McGill in Canada. Yeah, really, really nice guy. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to, that was a little bit of a name drop, but it wasn't. I'm just saying that I went to high lengths to make sure, extreme lengths to make sure that everything was correct before I sent it to everybody. But then even then, it was like I was just talking to their programming because they just couldn't even read it. I said, where did you get to? Oh, I only read the first bit. And it was just like, oh, and then somewhere like, oh, it's just boring. It's not really like what you're saying is not really true. And like some will come back and say things like, well, one of my cousins said, well, what, if what you're saying is true, why isn't everyone talking about it then? And I said, that's exactly why I'm showing you this, because it's hidden, it's occulted information, it's not there for you to just access. So, oh, well, then how do I know it's true then? I'm like, you know what, man, give up. But the point is, people are just asleep, man. You know, you're just talking to they're just like, yeah, non-playing characters. And if you play any video game like Grand Theft Auto, whatever it is, and you see the people in the background and just walking up and down, going to the shop, driving up and down, that's literally what these people are doing. They're just driving up and down, going to the shop, going to work. Like, there is no meaning, because remember, they are dreaming. This is a dream. This is a dream reality. So they're just, it's meaningless. Like, how many times do you get, like, when you're dreaming, right? It doesn't make any sense, right? Because you have like really profound dreams, or you have really fucking stupid, like, oh my, not stupid, but like, doesn't really make sense dreams, right? And it's like, I feel like you can almost use the same kind of analogy, where it's either you're following, trying to find your way back to yourself, and it's a very profound thing, or you're just living a very meaningless existence, pretty much, you know. And even at some level, it can be argued that those of us that think that we are on this journey is also a meaningless existence. But you know what? It's better to at least try to find out who I am, right? Even if I am also in another simulation, right? It's better to not be in, the base level simulation, level one. It's better to actually advance to higher levels, because at least if that's, even if we're going down the route of like solipsism and stuff like this, then at least I can say that, we created the meaning to our lives by not accepting everything that was given to us as real, because we knew it wasn't. Right, so even if there's a higher level simulation, so think of Truman, you leave the simulation to go into another, a broader simulation. I made a video about that as well. That what if it's just a babushka doll of realities, one that layers into another one, into another. Even then, it's better to always be the one, be at the edge of what's real, and you always push the envelope. You always try and get further in understanding, so you create more meaning for yourself. But anyway, that's a little short one I thought I would do today. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. But yeah, so yeah, listen to other stuff. Yeah, let's get the conversation going. Yeah, if you have some topics you want to discuss, or you have some really cool points of view, yeah, make them, and yeah, share with people that you think will get it, or will appreciate. And yeah, let's go. All right, gotta go. Because whatever it is you're fighting for, right, you can achieve your aims in a very short space of time. War, no, anybody that knows anything about a fight game, is fights don't actually last very long. Even in Animal Kingdom, fights don't last very long. It's very quick. It's like in a very